Ever see that Wendy's keychain card they sell every October? Good morning, it's the Prospector Show on Rock 107. And yeah, in just a couple weeks, every Wendy's that I've ever been to, all the ones across America anyway, are going to be pimping their Junior Frosty discount keychain. It's like $10 for unlimited discount Junior Frosties. And you're like, oh my God, this is it. This is the moment where my life turns around. $10 for a cheap Frosty whenever I want? Ding, sign me up. I know, I do. I buy one every year. Every year. And I'm so excited. I'm thinking, I'll be stopping by Wendy's every day, strutting up to the counter like, yes, I'll take a Junior Frosty at a discount. Thank you very much. Here's my fancy little keychain card. Then what happens? I never use it. Ever. The whole year goes by, I got this Frosty keychain hanging on my car keys like some kind of taunt. There it is, mocking me like, hey, remember all the Frosties you were going to get? You didn't get any. You could have had like 50 dirt cheap Frosties by now, but you didn't even stop once. Oh, I've been to Wendy's. I've just never used a keychain tag. And I've had the keys with me, right in my pocket. Never taken it out, not once. You know what's even worse? Every time I drive past a Wendy's on Music Street or Kidder Street, every time I go by the Wendy's on Viewmont Drive or the one on 309 by I-80, I get mad at myself. Oh, I can stop. Nah, I don't have time. Who's got the time to go to Wendy's every day for like a 99-cent dessert that they've downgraded to a shot glass size? It's like Wendy's has tricked me into being some part of bizarre Frosty cult. We got the keychain, but no one actually cashes in. Just a bunch of us walking around with this magical unused Frosty pass. A pass that never sees the light of day. A pass that never gets scanned at a register. Never gets me a discount. It's useless. It's like the gym membership of fast food. So you end up with this keychain mocking you like a little charm of failure. You look at it every day and you think, yeah, all right. Then October comes and you're like, I'll get it again. Knowing full well it's going to hang like a trinket on my keychain all year until next October rolls around and I buy another one I never use.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Volkswagen recalled cars for doors that open unexpectedly while driving, which tells me that Volkswagen is German for road bowing. Politicians on both sides are calling for turning down a violent rhetoric. Of course, this is reaction to what happened over the weekend with Jane's addiction. Sean Puffy Combs was arrested on multiple charges related to running a criminal enterprise. As a result, he plans to change his name again, this time to inmate number 9844004.
Prospector ruins everything, even the news. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me from the Breakfast Club soundtrack at Northeast PA's Classic Rock. Rock 107, good morning, I'm Prospector, and I think it is time for us to just dig deep. Get inside each other's mindsets a little bit. Walk a mile in each other's shoes, you know? Spend some time inside each other's heads, and we start with the ladies on Rock 107. So if you hear that and you think, well, there it is, there's Rock 107's Prospector, making fun of women for liking pumpkin spice. What's the matter with him? Pumpkin spice is awesome. He's some kind of chauvinistic handbag. Hold on. That's not me. In fact, I'll make fun of the men after the break. Just before the commercials, we spent a minute inside the woman's head. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. Now it's time to spend some time in the man's head. But let's be honest, a man's attention span, oh yeah, it's a lot shorter.
And now it's time for another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
I'm so sick of all the pumpkin spice crap. The only pumpkin I'm interested in is pumpkin pie. Wait, there's pumpkin spice spam? Okay, I guess I'm in.
And that was another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
If you've got a sandwich packed for lunch today, let me tell you, you're doing it wrong. It's the Prospector Show on Rock 107. Good morning, I'm Prospector, and it's National Cheeseburger Day.
It's Wednesday.
It's hump day.
Yeah,
But it's also National Cheeseburger Day.
is anybody hungry?
Order up.
A poll found 82% of us love cheeseburgers. And American cheese, top choice. It just edged out cheddar for that top spot, followed by Swiss pepper jack. Provolone is a distant fifth. The big hitters have some pretty solid deals this year. So if you're looking for a couple places you can get a burger for free or close to free, I got your back here. That's what I do. McDonald's has 50-cent double cheeseburgers through their app today. Wendy's is selling their junior bacon cheeseburgers for a penny with any purchase through Sunday. BK, Burger King Rewards members get a free cheeseburger if you spend just $1 on National Cheeseburger Day. Dairy Queen's got free double cheeseburgers through their app if you spend $1. That deal also runs through Sunday. B-Dub, Buffalo Wild Wings got a buy one, get one deal for loyalty members on cheeseburgers. And Burger King also revealed their $1 Million Whopper finalists. They launched a contest back in February where fans could submit Whopper ideas for a chance to win $1 million. The 3 burgers that made it to the final cut are going to hit their menu on the 14th of November, and they'll be around for a limited time. I wouldn't eat any of them, but you tell me which one sounds best to you. I'm a picky guy. Don't follow my lead, okay? Mexican street corn Whopper with the seasoned tortilla strips and spicy queso. Maple bourbon barbecue Whopper, topped with barbecue, sales sauce, jalapenos, bacon, and maple bacon seasoning. And the one that sounds the worst to me, the fried pickle ranch Whopper, topped with bacon, fried pickles, Swiss cheese, and a pickle ranch dressing. Now, I'm not sure which one sounds best to you, but you know what? They all sound like they're going to shorten my life considerably. Northeast PA's classic rock, Rock 107. Think back to your first time. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. I'm talking about the first time an album blew your mind. I was listening to Queen's Sheer Heart Attack album the other day, and I realized that of all the music I've listened to, that was the first album that truly blew me away. The harmonies, the sound of Brian May's guitars, the production, and all the layers, and I was just like, wow. Now, there have been others since then that have amazed me too, but that was the first one. That's what I want to know this morning. What was the first album that really blew you away? Al texted in, says, Prospector, Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti. I can see why that would do it. On the rock line, Scotty in Plymouth, what was the first album to blow you away?
You know, the greatest album I ever heard in my life was Let It Be. That would be Harvest, but the best album I've heard in my life would be Let It Be.
Rock 107, what album blew you away?
I would say AC/DC, Back in Black.
Now, what was so amazing about that when you first heard it?
It just came out. It was so powerful. You know what I mean? To bounce back after Bon Scott's death, to me it was an awakening. You know,
yeah, an awakening. Great way to describe it. Steve on Facebook.com/Angry Prospector says, my mom owned a lot of vinyl, and I loved every one of those albums. But when I was 12, I bought Who's Next, and it blew me away. It was next level, and it still is. Jack, Back in Black, and he's giving me like 4 of the rockin' hand emojis there. And Paul checking in on the rock lines from Scranton. What album blew you away, Paul?
King Crimson, In the Court of the Crimson King. Absolutely. Robert Fripp just blew me away.
How old were you when you got it?
9.
Wow, man. Mom and Dad were cool. I'll tell you that. 9 years old, you're getting that. Ryan says, Appetite for Destruction. I was like 12 when it came out. The riffs were so awesome. And Michelle checking in, Facebook.com/Angry Prospector. The Cars, Candy-O. Talking about those first albums that blew you away. Bruno from Scott Township on the rock lines. What album?
Just Alive. First thing I remember Christmas Day was opening up and seeing that cover. I was like, oh, my God.
Rock 107, first album that ever blew you away.
The Doors, L.A. Woman. What was so amazing is my aunt and my uncle were hippies, and they had all these cool albums because I was way too young to listen. And that's the first one I pulled out from the middle and put on the turntable.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
A 9th grader in Rhode Island named Emilio Santana just got his first haircut in 6 years. He saw a little girl at the beach who was bald, and it inspired him to donate his hair. He'd been growing it since the 3rd grade and went to a charity called Hair We Share that makes wigs for sick kids at no charge.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107. Ladies and gentlemen, grab the kids, call your neighbors, and gather around the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Jam Bag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
Repeat offenders are rarely this literal about it. A 35-year-old woman in Florida named Chelsea White just got arrested after getting into a fight over a sex toy again. She got busted for the exact same thing less than 2 years ago. Back in late 2022, she got into it with her boyfriend after he caught her trying to leave with the sex toy that he rightfully owned. She kicked and bit him, and cops arrested her for domestic battery. This time, she was hanging out with the same guy around 11 p.m. when he realized that she snuck a glass sex toy he owned into her backpack. According to cops, he was rifling through the backpack when she grabbed him by the neck and tried to wrestle him to the ground. They tussled for a few minutes, then she grabbed the toy and threw it at him, but missed. It hit a door behind him and woke up their kid in the other room. Yes, they have a child together. While cops were questioning the guy, he mentioned that Chelsea was arrested in the past for a similar incident. They found her walking down the highway at 3 a.m. and arrested her for domestic battery. She's due in court October 4th.
Nominee number 2.
You've probably heard if you're drunk, you shouldn't get behind the wheel. What about the levers? A 62-year-old man faces DUI charges after police say he was operating heavy machinery while under the influence. Deputies say they responded to a scrapyard with reports of a verbal altercation and threats made by a man operating heavy machinery. There, they observed John Castor operating an excavator. While his normal faculties were impaired, Castor was placed under arrest for DUI. No other information was released.
And the winner is
the guy who was operating an excavator while intoxicated. You're the Yam Bag of the Day. And we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app. A free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.